Do you need something? Hello. It didn't, mostly, and thank the Divines for that. Of course, there were Dominion scouts roaming the Gerals on occasion, but that's to be expected. Minor skirmishes are not what people refer to when they speak of the horrors of the Great War, though. They mean the Battle of the Red Ring. They mean the sacking of Anvil. And these are evils that Bruma was spared. Her walls remain unharmed. That being said, Cyrodiil herself, it took its toll on the whole Bruma may be spared the physical scars of the Great War, but the mental scars, they run just as deep here as they do anywhere.
Hello.
Farewell.
And so, Skyrim's new favorite folk hero chooses to grace us with their presence. The Dragonborn, I presume. The burdens of fame weighing you down? Well, don't worry. I assure you, you'll receive no special treatment from me. A Joker, too! Wonderful! Yet another troublemaker for us to keep an eye on. At least if your attempts at sardonicism weren't quite so posturing. Many before you have thought themselves invincible, above the Thalmor, above the Dominion, above their precious empire and its laws, its concordats. They now find themselves hanging from trees, their decrepit husks wasting away amidst near-endless blizzard. Enjoy your stay in this fair city. Not highly of me, I suppose. Then again, the feeling is mutual. Next, you'll be telling me, my, oh my, not many Gwar in Bruma. Scales of Auriel, thanks for telling me that. I'll be sure to tell all my friends. Put up posters, even. No, I just wear the uniform. Yes, of course I am. I'm here to protect the Aldmeri interests in Bruma, and ensure that the terms of the White Gold Concordat are upheld. Important, given that we're so close to Skyrim and its rebellious little Nords. To hear you speak of civility is somewhat disarming, considering our environs. This city is filled with uncultured louts who I suspect would quickly turn on each other for an ancient bottle of mead. Given that you at least have the vocabulary and mental faculties to understand the concept of civil society, yes, let us speak. But be quick about it. Disarming lack of incorrigible idiocy aside, you are still not my idea of a scintillating conversationalist. I will put it in simple terms, so perhaps you might understand. The Aldmeri Dominion signed an accord with the Empire, known as the White Gold Concordat. That accord guarantees the Dominion, and by extension the Thalmor, that Talos worship shall be outlawed. We are simply here to ensure that the Empire does not renege on that commitment. Guilt. Why should I feel guilt? I'm a Thalmor Justicia, yes, but the Aldmeri Dominion is not a single consciousness. This empire is a political entity. It has committed untold acts of persecution and genocide in the past. One need only have a cursory knowledge of the Tiber Wars and Imperial history to know this to be true. Tiber Septim, the man-god so many Nords and Imperials love to revere, was himself guilty of the sins you attribute solely to the Dominion. But I digress. I am a soldier of the Thalmor, and I carry out the duties assigned to me by my superiors. If your goal is to make me feel guilty for enforcing dictates which your own emperor signed into law, then I'm afraid you will enjoy precious little success. I haven't given it very much thought. My enjoyment is irrelevant. I have a role within the Thalmor, and the duties which go along with that. I have fulfilled and will continue to fulfill that which is asked of me to the best of my ability. Again, my enjoyment, or otherwise, is irrelevant. I am Altmer. I was born and raised among the wizard lords of Alinor, and now I am posted to a frigid squat filled with brutes and drunkards. That doesn't exactly lend itself to a warm disposition. Does that make things any clearer? Nor does ignorance justify obstinance, but that lesson evidently hasn't trickled down to many residents of this frosty backwater. Oh well, I suppose a Khajiit can't change its spots just like that. But yes, to put a long story short, we are all products of our environment, are we not? No. If anything fruitful is going to come of this conversation, it will not be the sentimental exchange of life stories. Suffice it to say that I am a Thalmor Justiciar operating in Bruma. My identity outside of that is entirely irrelevant. Goodbye.
Can I help you?
Only the finest potions. Fine goods, fair prices. Talk to you later.
Alright, it's Boxer Boy, yeah? What's your twatting?
What is it?
You know what's even more satisfying than arresting a criminal? Seeing them rot in a cell. Mind yourself.
Can I help you? Excuse me, but have you ever heard of the champion of Cyrodiil? Yes, indeed. And my great... Well, anyway, my very distant grandfather. He fought alongside the champion. He was at the Battle of Bruma. Was the captain of the guard, no less. The champion is my inspiration, second only to Captain Bird. You know, the distant relative. I have a very large collection of Champion of Cyrodiil artifacts, my pride and joy, and I always want to expand it. Perhaps one day you'll aid me in that pursuit, huh? But that day isn't today. I need to track down another artifact first. Anyway, thank you for your time, and sorry for approaching you so abruptly. Sometimes my... You need to leave. Sorry, but you've got to go. Excuse me, but have you ever heard of the champion of Cyrodiil? He was at the Battle of Bruma. The champion is... I have a very long... Perhaps one day you'll aid me in that pursuit, huh? But that day isn't today. I need to track down... Anyway, thank you for your time, and sorry for approaching you so abruptly. Sometimes my passion for the champion can carry me away. Sorry again. Oh, I almost forgot. If you're interested, come to my house. I have a fantastic Champion of Cyrodiil museum tour available. Innumerable Champion of Cyrodiil artifacts. Come, check it out when you can.
We don't get many visitors. Is there? I'm going to have to go to Raven Rock soon. We're running low on some things. Talvis is Master Neloth's apprentice. If you're interested in spells, he might be willing to sell you some. Elenia is our alchemist. She specializes in mushrooms and other types of fungus. Ulves runs the kitchens.
Now, if you'll excuse me.
Ho ho! Fresh meat in Bruma! Always good to see another customer here at the butcher's. So. I mean, it's good, and I'm earning a decent living, but I guess I expected more. Here in Bruma, the most Nordic place in all Cyrodiil, I expected my meat to be selling by the bucket load. Nords and their appetite for meat and all. Seems what I didn't consider is that the Nords love meat just as much as they love fighting. They'll go out and strangle a deer to death, which you can probably guess undermines my business somewhat. Still, I'm doing all right. For a butcher. You're right, there aren't. It doesn't surprise me. The biting chill up here is a far cry from the golden sun of Hammerfell. Far cry from the lukewarm of the rest of Cyrodiil too, now that I think about it. Doesn't bother me as much as most. Then again, I spend most of my time in my house, with a nice warm hearth to keep me cozy. Skingrad didn't have as many lucrative opportunities as I would have liked, so I got thinking, how can I make my fortune? One of my friends, a Nord guy by the name of Nolir, he was insane for meat. Put a steak in front of his face and throw it all the way to Coral. He'd run after it like a rabid dog. He gave me the idea. I thought to myself, if the Nords love meat so much, why not cater directly to that need? Cut out the innkeeper, middleman, and let the Nords come to a dedicated butcher? And so I did exactly that.
If once you're in there, they try and sell you the bum tube.
See you.
If you go into any well-known supermarket and you look at, say, some young kid who's had a kid, and you look at stuff in their shopping basket, they're not buying fruit. What's your problem?
Oh look, a tourist. What do you want? Fight, kill, trade. What? You were expecting something else? You really have nothing better to do with yourself. It's cold, harsh, and there's plenty of opportunity for work thanks to the low member count. I like it. Used to be part of a mercenary company down in Valenwood. We were good. One of the best and most feared companies in all the provinces. Yeah, you could say that. The Great War came. Things got bad. Pay was poor, jobs were dangerous. Commander tried turning against an employer, tried to swindle them. It didn't end well, and now I'm here, doing the only thing I know how to do. Tough? Of course it was tough. I tire of this topic. Is there anything else you need? What does it mean? It doesn't mean anything. We're fighters, mercenaries, hired blades. We butcher and kill for money and wine. Ha! With that attitude, I'd be more than happy to help you. Unfortunately, Cyrus has closed recruitment while the guild goes through some reforms. Those fence sitters in Colovia are still recruiting, but who wants to fight with uncommitted bastards like them anyway? What about them? They're soft, their training is lax, and they'd probably find a scuffle with a skeever to be the fight of their lives. You don't send a Colovian guild member to do a true fighter's job. Let's just leave it there. Mm-hmm. Talk to you later.
Name's Ionala. Ionala Darkheart. Best archer in Bruma, and perhaps Svenja and Erenir will talk your ear off about what the Fighters Guild does or doesn't mean to them. But for me, it's simple. To be in the Fighters Guild is to have a chance at true glory. One day, all of Tamriel will sing my name, and it will have all started here. The coin paid for each job doesn't hurt either. That comes as part of the job. But that's what this is. A job. At the end of the day, if there wasn't a reward for contracts, then none of us would be here. Well, maybe apart from Svenja. Most of the romantic types do. Until next time.
Sorry, but we're not looking for new members right now. The Nibonese branch is currently undergoing strict internal reforms. Check back soon, though. It's not something I can discuss with someone outside of the guild. See you around.
Well, my my ancestor, Bird, fought alongside the champion of Cyrodiil during the Battle of Bruma. The first Bird son was born after Bird's death. Given his fame and status as captain of the guard, he felt he was worthy of making a name. It's been that way for generations.
He was like human sort of.
Bye.
I'm Albecius, of the Ducani family.
People are living. On. Hello. The other weekend when I was ill, I don't know what was up with me, but I got something. Went to the toilet a lot, felt sick at the same time, got a sweat on, felt weak, had the shakes.
Ah, an alchemist. I respect your trade, but don't go overboard picking flowers. I like my garden just the way it is.
Look at the old people in this country, they never look happy, do they, really? Right.
Can I help you? Welcome to the Hall of the Champion, the only museum of the Champion of Cyrodiil in the Imperial Province. While some call it a place of learning, I imagine it as an altar to the Champion's greatness. I offer exclusive tours of the museum with thrilling explanations of the significance of each artifact. Only 20 septims for a fantastical retelling of the Champion's exploits. Thank you for your contribution. Now please, follow me. Sorry, but you've got to go. Oh goody, you're in for a treat. Our tour begins with the prison. The Champion of Cyrodiil was discovered by His Imperial Majesty Uriel Septim VII in the Imperial Dungeon. These are the manacles which the Champion wore. A priceless artifact, I assure you, which I acquired at a princely sum. The Champion was with the Emperor when he was slain by the cowardly assassins of the Mythic Dawn. Such a shame. But without this grave incident, the Champion would never have risen to prominence. This is a cuirass of Kavach. It's not the actual cuirass the Champion was rewarded for services to the city. But it was touched by the Champion when they brushed by a guardsman on the way in. Kavach was the first city saved by the Champion during the Oblivion Crisis. They bravely entered the land of Daedra and broke the siege of the city. An ordinary piece of fabric. How could this be interesting? Must be a placeholder. Except it's not! The Champion used this handkerchief to blow their nose while ascending to Cloud Ruler Temple. It was reclaimed by an old merchant during a trip to the ruins north of the city. The essence of the Champion, preserved for us to see and touch. Touching the handkerchief is 50 septims. Would you like to touch the handkerchief? Very well. Just touch it. Feel your hands caressing. So, what do you think? Yes, from the records I've studied on the subject, the Champion of Cyrodiil had a terrible case of rock joint at the time. Caused them to blow their nose constantly. Anyway, let's move to the next display.
Hello. Huh?
Ah, now this is a treat. The Sword of Bird, my family's progenitor. Bird was captain of the Bruma Guard and fought alongside the champion during the Battle of Bruma. Ever since, my family has taken the name Birdson to remember the great warrior from whom we stem. Touching the sword is 50 septims. Would you like to touch the sword? That's right. Feel your hand stroke the metal. Now, what did you think of that? Thank you! I feel much the same way! Unless that was sarcasm? I never quite grasped that. Unlike the sword, I do a lot of sword grasping when I'm bored. Anyway, let's move to the next display. Finally, here we have my most prized possession, the Finger of the Champion. Many say the champion disappeared after the crisis, but I know better. My theory is that the champion died following a great battle with a were-minotaur, a vampire, and a unicorn. Before the champion's body could be lost to the earth, it was carried away by woodland creatures at the behest of Kinnereth. Unfortunately, a band of Khajiit stole the body when it was being carried by a troop of squirrels. Before the body could be lost, an Argonian mercenary... Well, I won't bother you with the whole story. Just a theory of mine. However, if my theory is correct, then I have recovered one of the last parts of the body, the finger bone, and can present it to you today. The other display cases enclose other items that were owned by the champion. Swords, shields, brooches, silverware, all very exciting. I also sell Champion's Vigor, a potion distilled from the herbs the champion was said to consume each morning. And you can have a portrait painted of you with the champion's finger. But you need to give a week's notice. I hope you enjoyed the tour. Come back if you have any questions about the champion. Hello? What is it? Well, the champion of Cyrodiil saved the entire world. Why not revere him? Well, yes. I mean, no. It's a mix. The bird stuff's real. Well, not the sword, but the rest. And I think the finger's real. The handkerchief isn't. Been blowing my nose on it whenever I come down with the collywobbles, honestly. And you touched it, didn't you? Yeah, sorry about that. Some of the champion's miscellanea has to be real. There's just so much. How could it not be? I'll give you a refund. But I mean well, honest. It's just that, well, my obsession with the champion made me want a museum. And I wanted filled displays. You don't tend to get many visitors if you have empty display cases lying around, you know? I don't mean to deceive. Most of this stuff's real, I promise you that. Hello? What is it? Old stuff, new stuff, useful stuff. Are you questioning the honor of a bird son? How dare you! Great, bye. Don't talk to me again.
a couple of things that I didn't like, and that was...
Damn that Renaud even-toned. Zuth, such a racket. If only he'd shut up. My most sincere thanks, honored friend. I will put it into the fund that I've been putting together for a while now, to buy a house and get a roof over my head. It's growing slowly, but surely. Houses are expensive. A series of unlucky events. I'd rather not talk about it. I try to be fairly humble, but sitting here day after day, not being able to hear myself think for the racket he's causing, well, it dries my scales. Why do you ask? Are you interested in helping? There certainly isn't much a lowly Argonian beggar could do. No, don't kill him. If I hear word of Renaud's death, I'll go straight to Adias, and you'll be a wanted criminal. I am a beggar. I can't even afford a roof over my head, and I can barely afford to eat. However, if you were to deal with Renaud, I can arrange for you to be paid.
You there, a traveler, in my house? Why, of course, you are here to sample the sweet sounds of Renaud even Tone and his lute, or his flute.
When I was younger.
Noise nuisance. Noise nuisance? What do you take me for, some alleyway washroom? I'm a bard, you impudent fool! How dare you speak to me in such a manner? And whoever complained, such nerve! Ah, yes, but you were the messenger boy, weren't you? You were the one who came to deliver their infernal message. Indeed, whoever it was that complained is likely an agent of Maroon's Dagon. For who else would have such distaste for the beauty of music? You insolent whelp! I am outraged! You barge into my home and then proceed to insult me! I'm done with this conversation. Come to speak to the best bard in all Tamriel? Unsurprising. I am the most illustrious bard in the entirety of Tamriel. I promise you that. Much better than any of the bumpkins from the Bard's College. That I graduated to, of course. Of course I did. What, you think Renaud even Tone, a master bard and true artist, would be rejected from the Bard's College? Of course not.
You can just have days where you...
Of course I am. A true Nord knows that boasting is appropriate when it is called for. And Renaud even Tone knows this well. Or are you insulting my ability, bumpkin? Don't tempt me. To clunk you over the head with my flute, or my lute, or bludgeon you with my fiddle. I know, I will travel to Daggerfall, grab one of those fancy bread knobs and spank you with it. Ooh, or I could slam you with a tambourine so vigorously that every Bruma citizen could hear it. That would make you the joke of the day. Oh, look, there goes the tambourine man. How's that sound, Piss and Rube? dare refer to it as a hat? This bumpkin is a Colovian fur elm. They were all the rage back in the Third Era, though their popularity has since waned. But I, the illustrious Reed-Oliven Toad, am spearheading their revival. Not only am I a pioneer of music, I am also a pioneer of fine fashions. Soon, when you see all and sundry walking around sporting them, you'll know in the back of your mind that Reed-Oliven Toad was there first. Ridiculous! Ridiculous! You wouldn't know. So let's not tempt high fashion, huh, Pisson Rube? First you insult me, then you offer me aid. How unexpected. At least you're learning your place. Yes, I suppose there's something you can do. My prize loot is missing, and I'm forced to use this shoddy replacement. It is impacting my ability to perform greatly. It is even making my renditions of Valenwood's Color Streams Anew into Sinew sound worse. Valenwood's Color Streams Anew into Sinew. That is a basic ballad. Absolutely basic. So, go and fetch my loot. Some thief took it, probably. Somewhere here in Bruma, I imagine. Off you go. Time's a-wasting. Annoying! I will try to hold my rage for now, but do not try my patience, Rube. Go fetch the loot before I clunk you over the head with my flute!
Criminal, you've broken Imperial law. I'd advise you pay your fine, or head to jail. Well, when you put it like that. Okay, I'll look the other way. This time.
Hello. Farewell.
Aha! Come to turn yourself in, eh? Don't think word doesn't get around. You're on the wrong side of the law. A small-time criminal? Not what I want on my service record. Go turn yourself into some other guy. I'm not stupid to your level.
My weapon wants a tempering. Things want to kill him. Fetch me 3 iron ingots to temper my weapon and my book of killin' so I know who needs killin'. Then I'll give you gold. Good. My killin' arm's itching to do more killin'. My hammer, a goblin's head, and a mug of ale. Great way to spend a Freitas night. They call me Gort. Gort's the name, killing's the game.
Praise Saint Martin. To ask me why I became an acolyte of Saint Martin is to ask why thunder strikes, why rain falls, or why the wolf hunts. It is because this is what comes naturally to me. You seem confused. Allow me to explain further. We all follow a path through life. We all desperately attempt to influence it to go a certain way, or lead us to a certain destination. Others desperately attempt to steer it away from a destination. The amount of influence we can exert upon that path varies, but is invariably limited. In many ways, we must all make the most of what life gives us, and adapt to its trials accordingly. Without boring you with specifics, it would be appropriate to say that my life so far has taught me many lessons of sorrow and grief. I have constantly been set back, and my attempts to change my course have always been met with bitter resistance by the winds of life. It is through Saint Martin's example that I truly find my inspiration to become more than I am. It is in this that I am enlightened, and hope to be reborn. Talk to you later.
Rizada the Resplendent, Enchanter Extraordinaire, Illusionist Incredible, Restorer Remarkable, and Destructor Distinguished, at your service. Of course, excellent. Well, I have 5 fabulous, unique items in stock at the moment. The first is the wooden staff of awesome conflagration, which summons a tremendous fiery inferno at your target location. Extremely dangerous. The second is the scepter of frosty entombment, which is truly a unique frost staff. It will trap your target in a block of ice for 10 minutes. The third is the blade of prepotence, which causes your target, any target at all, to shrink, becoming supremely weak and vulnerable. Fourth is the Staff of Titan Summoning, which summons a mighty Daedric Titan at your target location. It will demolish all in its way. Fifth is the Rod of Potency, which will certainly bring great pleasure. That I can guarantee. So, which will it be? Your mistress can thank me later. This staff will truly chill your foes. No loss, but do reconsider. Hello. Why, of course not. No self-respecting mage joins those scurrilous syndicates. Oh, my friend, I'm strictly independent. That's what allows me to cut out the bumbledom and bring you only straightforward sortilege. What an intriguing inquest. I do indeed have a bed. Well, a bedroll. I do not own property in Bruma, for the city is full, and I am somewhat of a latecomer. That, and not being registered to any property, grants the Synod and College of Whispers less opportunity to persecute, hound, maltreat, and, molest me, as they are wont to do. Bruma is the last bastion of Imperial land before the border and the harsh ravages and independent. Those poor souls who find themselves overcome with vexation at the shockingly bureaucratic nature of Cyrodiil's key magical institutions, well, they tend to, peregrinate to Skyrim. When the Imperial Border Guards halt them at the selvage, so to speak, they lodge in Bruma. Thusly, my wares are in great demand. Yes, indeed. To my great regret, a few scalawags here in Bruma appear to have not paid their bills for their enchanted weapons from Rosada. I am beside myself with angst about this, as you can no doubt imagine. So, my fair and, might I say, rather imposing friend, if you would be willing to speak to these scoundrels and acquire my warranted compensation, I would be most obliged. Excellent! Allow me to arm you with more knowledge of the aforementioned mischief makers. You'll need to speak with Roland Wickert, the young chap at the Synod Conclave here in Bruma. Stantis Valeria is the second of these reprobates, the owner of the Geraldview Tavern. The third is Stable Master Ila the Upright. Clearly the title was given rather than deserved. Do this for me, and I shall bestow coin upon you for each, and a truly copious recompense indeed once all three mischief makers are dealt with. Oh, how mundane a soul you are. You could acquire commodities such as these from any charlatan. Very well, take a look. Farewell.
I could have sworn you... Aha!
Spare a coin for an old veteran. Until next time.
Hello.
How may little D'Artacto help a big one such as yourself? What does this one want with D'Artacto? Yes, indeed. This one labors long and hard to earn his keep. Hunting can be tiring, exhausting, but this one must press on. Although... This one is feeling a bit lazy today. What if you were to bring him some bear pelts instead? He will pay you well. Excellent. Just return to this one when you have, say, 10 of the pelts. Greetings, Nord. This one hopes you come without prejudice.
Good morning.
But rather with open arms.
We're trying to increase public awareness, make sure people know who to come to if they want their contracts completed. But we'll need to step up our presence if that's to happen. Here, take these posters. Put them up in prominent positions around Bruma. Once you've got them all up, return to me, and I'll have some coin waiting for you.
Hello.
Damnable tavern! Damnable owner! How dare he allow that lizard to engage in such a salacious display?
Scandalous!
I'm Galarin, Synod Hopeful. If you have any cuts or bruises, I'd be happy to practice my restoration on you.
What is it?
Ralgar Silverplow, retired hunter and tracker at your service.
I could have sworn you... Aha!
From bread to battle axes, spoons to swords, I have it all here at Ice
Can I help
Wind
you?
Traders.
Excellent. Not exactly usual Fighters Guild work, but critical if we're to grow our services.
Greetings. Welcome
Unfortunately,
to
the
Ice
posters
Wind
probably
Traders.
won't last
If
long.
we don't have
Rough
it,
weather.
You don't need it.
Oh well. Here's your coin. It's good to see a familiar face around here, friend. That's a good question. The Fighters Guild is here to serve those who... If their coin is good enough, they're... But it's more than that. I don't think It's that look... Being able to help the people of Cyrodiil to change their lives for the better is what this is all about.
It's not a natural way to shop. Do you know what I mean? It's not nice having a bloke stood there watching you look at all this old stuff.
I just wish my underlings shared that passion. Sorry, but we're not Check back soon, though. I'm afraid not. Goodbye.
Can I help you? Excellent! Thank you. Here is your coin, as I promised. Profit for everyone, yes?
You are not fit to stand before me! Nope, not at all. Try asking the ruffians over at the Restful Watchman. That's where most of the riffraff like to drink themselves into a stupor.
Stranger, have you seen my dad?
Can I help you?
The prey approaches. Until next time.
What is it? The Restful Watchman. Rooms and food, that's what we do. What do you need? I don't tend to gossip about my patrons. Bad for business, you know, especially when you're in my line of work. A little gold always greases the wheels. I'll tell you what you want to know. There's this Breton guy who comes through here every now and again. Sleaziest guy I've ever seen. Except for me, of course. Got a reputation to maintain, you know? Name's Etienne. Or something like that. Anyway, he mentioned something to do with Akaviri trinkets while we spoke. Mentioned wanting to sell them or something. I guess he's your man. I don't know. Listen, do you really think I'm going to tell you everything about my customers? That's a sure way to get run out of this business.
Well, that's the same with anything. A good song, you join in.
Listen, you want me to tell you so badly? Make me. I'm not budging until I've been forced to, legally. You know what I'm getting at, I assume.
Can I help you?
I've been conned. Where the eyes have gone, that was good. I'll go
child.
and
No
I get
way
it.
it was
It's
just a
like hair with
coincidence.
cream on it.
There must have been. Oh, hello. What are you looking at? Speak. That's none of your... I suppose there's no harm in telling you now. Who knows? Maybe you'll be able to help. I'm a mercenary. Been one for years now, and I don't often fail a job. But this last time, I did fail, but not through any fault of my own. Cut out the sarcasm. I don't appreciate it. If you want to help me, if you want the honor of working by my side, then you should at least exercise respect. I'd been hired by some anonymous noble to clear out a cave full of bandits near Bruma. Offer some nice coin, too. My wife came with me. We're battle partners. Things were going well until we were ambushed. Bandit reinforcements showed up out of nowhere, flanking us the way we came. They bound us and gagged us, left us disarmed and defeated. They left with my wife and left me to die. I managed to escape my captivity, but when I got back to the cave, they'd gone. All of them, including my wife. I've been searching for her damn near a whole year now. No success. Praise Malakath. Once you turn up something solid, let me know. I'll be here. The best place to start is probably the castle. Ask the nobles, see if they know anything. What are you doing gawking at me? Shoo! I've given you a task.
I've got rooms,
found the
I've
culprit.
got food, and
Can I help you?
And 1,000 elven ladies under my belt.
The prey approaches. Even if I did, why would I tell you anything? So you could go like the good little saint you are and tell the guards? No.
Oh, really? Well, in that case, I suppose I can make an exception. We kicked that old horker out of here a little while back. Can still hear him from his house across the way. It'd be nice to get rid of that nuisance. Here's the truth. Yes, I took it. It was made out of a fine oak and encrusted with some rubies. Good gold, friend. So I sold it to some of my most prolific business partners. Capstone Cave. It's not too far from Bruma. By all means, go take it up with them. Either they'll kill you or you'll kill them. Makes no difference to me. Our business has already concluded. However, I have a smarter proposal.
We drove Renaud out of the Watchman, and he's no doubt had the same happen at the Gerald View. He's out of work.
I'm sure you've seen the hilarious Bardic Masterclass posters he's putting up all around Bruma in the hope of keeping a roof over his head. Well, tell him he's got a new venue to play at. Tell him to go to Capstone and play. Those boys have been looking for some entertainment for a while now. You'll have to negotiate it with them at the cave first, of course. If you do that, either they keep him and Renaud is successfully out of Bruma, or they punish him, and no one's any the wiser. As you should. Which option you decide to pursue is your concern. Just don't drag me into this again. My only interest in Renaud is hearing him shut up. This is not my affair.
Hello.
Mm-hmm. Farewell. Good afternoon.
Oh look, an infant. How quaint.
Come to turn yourself in, eh?
If you turn right, I feel like I'm turning right.
something! Those fools are a big mistake.
This should be good. Roll, is it?
Scared him away. Come to turn yourself in, eh? Goodbye.
Who's this, lads? Another hunk of meat ready for the grinder? Really now? Interesting. Well, you're certainly bold, wandering up to a bandit lair. Explain yourself, now. Well, I suppose it's true. Yeah, we are a little light on entertainment. What are his terms? And I think we've got ourselves a deal, boys. When's this minstrel gonna arrive? Wonderful. Looks like we've just booked ourselves some world-class entertainment, boys. And let's get back inside and await our new arrival.
What is it?
Aha!
I've noticed how rubbish changes depending where you live.
Come to turn yourself in.
I could have sworn you...
Aha! Don't think word doesn't get around. You're on the wrong side of the law. Your stolen goods have been confiscated, your fine is paid, everything seems to be in order. You're free to go, but I'll be watching.
Finally tracked you down. You're not an easy person to get a hold of. I've got a delivery for you.
Want my advice? Always carry a good
later.
stock of potions and restoratives around with you. Never know when you'll be lying on the ground.
Finally tracked you down. You're not an easy person to get a hold of. I've got a delivery for you. Just give me a minute. Got to root around and, Ha!
It's just like when I lived in
Here you
Central
go.
Town,
I think that's about it. Right,
it was
I'd
like
best be
human-
off.
Human sort of poo.
You think any of those dragons from Skyrim? I guess they call Cyrodiil the heartland of Tamriel for a reason. The weather, for one. Nice and sunny.
I wish everybody just sort of kept to themselves more.
Come to speak to the best bard in Old Town. A job offer? For me? Why, of course! A truly refined character as has covered my renowned talents and wants a piece of anything to get away from these unappreciative, abrasive roofs. Oh, isn't it obvious? You must lead me to this venue. I'm not traversing the dirty, unclean Tyrol wilderness alone. Go on, then. Off you go. Lead me to my destiny, Rube.
Can I help you?
Stranger, have you seen my dad? Dad's a soldier in the Legion. He's always off with them, serving at some fort up in the mountains.
Suckered by the Synod, weary
That's what my mom told me. She told me that her dad was in the Legion too. He's big and tall with yellow hair. She works at the Geralview Inn. I don't think she likes it there, but she says she has to make ends meet. Whatever that means. Whose end? And why does he need me in the first place? Licinia Ironheart. She told me that she used to be called Licinia Prelius, but then she married Dad. Yeah. Grandpa told me it's a soldier's duty and that I should be proud of him. At home, I think. We all live in the big house across from the wizards. Mommy says they're called the Synod Conclave, but they just look like wizards to me. They make so much noise at night that sometimes I can't sleep. That big eye on their building is scary, too. Celis Prelius. Mommy says it's a strong imperial name, but I like my name better. It means I have a strong heart. Mommy must like it better, too, because she uses it even though it makes Grandpa mad. Goodbye!
Razada the Resplendent greets you! How can my arcane ability and esoteric enlightenment
Quite an unconventional location for a new tavern, but I imagine it will be quite the hotspot soon enough. And who better to serenade the customers than Rena, even Toad? Well, here I am. Where is the innkeeper?
Innkeeper? What fairy tale have you been feeding this old merrymaker?
Bandits? Bandits? What do you take me for? Some desperate field entertainer? I'm outraged.
You want to work or not? Would you rather us all turn on you?
Of course I want to work. Okay, I will do it. At least until my music is more appreciated by the more refined of Tamriel.
First, we want to hear you play. Then we'll decide if you're good enough.
I told the Natch, go play fetch. And he did indeed look most perplexed. So upon him did I cast an axe. Then tired, so I did rest.
Oh, yeah. That sounds great. Welcome aboard.
Finally, someone who appreciates my talents. Onwards to your, establishment.
Glad that's taken care of. To think you tried to pass that guy over on us. Now leave. Yes, I'm letting you live. The death of that old giant's toe left me in a pleasant mood. Oh, and you can take any loot he had on his corpse. My treat.
You're not supposed to be in here. Are you daft? Get out of here
Sorry,
now.
but you've got to go.
We've got ourselves a trespasser.
Citizen?
Stranger.
to have for dinner?
Welcome, traveler. Thank you, stranger. You've done this settlement a world of good. Here, take some coin as a small token of my, thanks. Work, eh? Well, we've got nothing fancy. No exciting adventures or mighty beasts to slay. But we could always use a bit of help gathering apples for our cider. Tell you what, I'll pay you for any apples you bring me from the orchard. My old back just isn't what it used to be. Goodbye. Friend?
Wine, mead, ale, water. What will it be? I'm sure you are. I purchased one of Rosada's... what did he call them? Pleasure candles? Yeah, that's it. He said it would make the customers enjoy their Geralt view experience more. In reality, it just clogged the nose. So much so that a few of my regulars nearly choked to death. So no, I don't think I'll be giving him his money. Fine, fine. I don't like it, but here, take the coin. Better than getting hung up on a legal technicality.
Well, I'd say just have a look. You see, that's the difference between me and you.
Stranger, have you seen my dad? Dad's a soldier in the Legion. He's always off with them, serving at some fort up in the mountains.
Those fingers of yours have slipped into many pockets. Well, don't try it on me.
Hello. Ah, yes, the enchanted horse hay he sold me. What a joke. The only thing magical about the hay was that it caught on fire very easily. My horses clippity-clop over it, and boom, it goes up in smoke. Nearly burnt down my stable. Well, I managed to get some use out of it as a way of getting rid of pests. Pretty fun to use, too. But he did still swindle me. Here, take the coin back to Rosada, but tell him to check that his enchanted items actually do what they say they do next time.
What is it?